everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making German Spaetzels. Now these are like a miniature dumpling, but they're very light. They're delicious. They go with anything. I'm actually making a whole baked chicken right now, and I'm just going to put some gravy over that and over the Spaetzels and call it a day. So to get started, you're going to need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of milk, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 8 large eggs, okay? You're just going to put everything into a bowl. I already added my salt to my bowl. And just stir this until it's mixed really well. You don't want it too runny or too thick. So we might have to add a little bit more milk or flour. We'll have to see. It might just be perfect. It takes a little while for it to come together, but it will. And I recommend, if you're making this, double the recipe because they will go, I promise.
I would say triple it personally, but that's just my own.
Well, my family just eats Spaetzels with butter on them in a bowl, so it really doesn't matter. They just love the Spaetzels.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I haven't met a Spaetzel I haven't liked yet. Like Kat said, she's making roasted chicken, so we're having chicken and Spaetzels with brown gravy. But also, like she said, alone fried in butter.
I will be frying these in butter tonight too. Just because I like the crispiness of the texture. You do not have to fry them in butter after they're cooked. But I like to do it just because it just gives it an extra flavor, better flavor. And like I said, I like the crispiness of it. I kind of brown them a little bit, and they're delicious.
Oh, they're better than delicious.
Okay, so this is really thick. Can you come in here and show them, Jack? This is extremely thick. So I'm going to add a little bit more milk. And just do a little bit at a time.
Because a little goes a long way.
It sure does. It all depends on how much liquid's in your eggs, what kind of flour, what brand of flour you're using. It depends on a lot of things.
The alignment of the planets, you know.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more milk. I think this might do it. We'll have to see.
And after you make this a few times,
yeah, it's easy. And if you're not sure, you know, if it's too thick, do one little test with your Spaetzel maker and see if it'll go through the holes easily. If not, then add more milk. If it's really runny, like if you pour it onto your Spaetzel maker and it's just running through, you need more flour. You're going to use the Spaetzel maker, I'll show you, but it has a handle and you push it through with the handle. So if it's running through on its own, it's too thin.
It shouldn't be like pancake batter.
Right. This is perfect. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just let this sit 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll start making the Spaetzels. Alright, once your water's up to a boil, turn it down to a good simmer, okay? Then what you're going to do is, this is a Spaetzel maker, and what you're going to do is, this is where your dough is going to go in. You turn it upside down, and you put your Spaetzel maker in like this, and then you fill it. Let me show you. This does get very messy, so don't worry. I'm just going to give this a quick stir, because I let mine set 10 minutes. And so what you do is you put this over your pan, it hooks right on. Let me bring it this way. And then all I do is put some dough in there. Maybe do it like in thirds or something. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. And see how nice that just drops in there, but it stays in the Spaetzel maker. That's what you're looking for, okay? So then what you do is you just go back and forth, whoops, go back and forth, like so. And just let the spatzels go in and cook. Now, if you don't have a spatzel maker, you could use a colander with wide holes, but the spatzel maker works the best. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in because I have a pretty big pan here. Okay, and you're going to cook them 2 to 3 minutes or until they rise to the top of the pan. Once they start rising to the top of the pan, you're going to stir these occasionally in that 2 and 3 minutes. And once they start coming to the top, once they all get to the top, they're done. And you're going to put them into a colander that's in a bowl. So that way you're not emptying out your boiling water. So I'm going to stir these. See how nice these look? I'm going to turn this up a little bit because mine is not like simmering enough for me. Now I know they're at the top, but I'm going to let them cook the 2 to 3 minutes just to make sure they're cooked well. And then I just keep stirring them around. And like I said, this is very messy. My stove's going to be a mess when we're done, but it's really worth it. Okay, I'm just going to let these go like 2 minutes. Alright, so now these have been cooking for 2 minutes and they all rose to the top. So I'm just going to take them out with the slotted spoon. Now at this point, you can eat them this way. Definitely put butter on them when they come out and you put them in a bowl so that they don't stick together, okay? But if you want to, once I'm done cooking all these, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of butter into a fry pan and I'm just going to fry these until they're a little bit brown, golden brown on the outside. And with gravy and stuff, I like the crunchiness of it. It's not like so soft. But you can do it either way, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that your water comes to a boil once you take out the batch and it stays simmering. Alright, so here's our finished spatzels. I put some brown gravy on them just out of the jar. And if you're interested in the spatzel maker we'll put the link down below for you, so check that out, okay? So please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and remember, you do you.